He's slow.
He's steady.
And this is Weekly News.
We're the generation, so sick of labels. We don't want no heroes. We don't want no heroes.
Manufacturers recalled several types of Durex condoms over fears they could burst. Oh, lad, you're fucked. You're fucked, boy.
The one time I buy a box of them.
Oh, stop. I should not. It will not affect you anyway.
I'm not even asked you if you're alright.
Poshies don't count, kid. I feel like it'd be a good opportunity for you, though. You could be a star of a show, like, you know, Teen Mom Ireland. How do you feel about this storyline, anyway?
Right, well, I feel like they should have tucked him in earlier because people like Donald Trump be born from this shit. I feel.
Why Donald Trump, like?
Because he's a useless bastard.
Oh.
That's why Donald Trump.
But like, it's a good thing. Like, it is a good thing that they're taking him back. You know.
But it is, yeah. It's that they've seen the problem. They're taking him back now. Like,
you don't really want any more bastard kids, like, you know.
you don't. We got enough of them around here. I tell you.
So I suppose it would be a good thing that they're taking him back. But the question is it too late? You know.
More than likely too late.
I mean, you see a few kids around here that's just.
That you feel like that they really weren't planned.
You know, like, you could do without them even, so...
They should have thought about this a bit sooner, like.
I don't know, someone should just sue them, you know. Some mothers do have them.
Some mothers do have them, and that is correct and right.
Anything else to say on this topic, or...?
I feel like we covered it all, to be honest.
It's alright. Who won Love Island 2018? Danny Dyer and Jack Fincham crowned champions and plan to celebrate by having sex. Well, personally, I don't watch the show, like, but from what I've seen of it, at the end of it, your man was offered £50,000 or something like that, and he had the choice to keep it himself or to split it with the woman, and he split it with the woman, I think. So.
Oh, I think he's a bit stupid, isn't he? That was a bit stupid on his behalf.
What a fucking tick.
Because, like, if you were to have 50 grand, I'm sure you'd find some your type.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? For less than 25 grand.
Who needs fucking a woman, like, do you know, when you have the opportunity to get 50 grand, do you know?
He's after spending, like, all that time on that TV show, or, like, I feel like that's enough for him, like.
Yeah.
But to go and celebrate by having sex, like, fair play to them, go have your sex. But, like, you know, keep the money for yourself, pal.
To be honest though, have you seen her? Like, would you buck her, or, like, what's your opinion on that? Like, you know, a lot of tears and shit there. I suppose the tears of joy. There she's there.
Which one? The blondie one or the one?
No, this one here, I think.
I mean, like, she wouldn't be worth 25 grand, would she? Like, she'd do for the buck, but like, she wouldn't be worth 25 grand.
What's the cost of a hooker these days?
Less than that, let me tell you.
You know, I don't know, what a fucking shit show. I wouldn't watch it. Look, there's him there with the 50 grand.
And he could have just kept it to himself.
Take it and run, you bastard.
But nah, we'll have it with Horseshoe. For what? For the buck for one night to fuck you off?
I'd take... Set it him, like.
I don't know.
Well, that's all I have to say about it.
Surprised he didn't win. He's black.
Oh, stop. Well, that's all we have to say about it.
That's all I have to say about it.
Right, so the next topic of our agenda is a couple took their baby on a 5-hour boozing session and fed the infant Watsits as they got drunk. Siobhan Blackhurst and Damien Gilbert. Their child had a dirty nappy and food stuck to its face, hands and in its hair. But like, I feel like that's just a regular upbringing in Ireland. You know?
It is like, But the only fault to them is they didn't give their child a drink, did they?
Well, I suppose it would be classed as child abuse that they took him on a fucking 5-hour binge and didn't give him one drink, like. You know, that there's cause enough. That's cause enough for the child to be taken off them.
Like, you wouldn't mind having a dirty, shitty nappy, would you? Food in your hair, as long as you got a pint out of it.
Or even an old fucking sneaky nagging, like.
With vodka and black or something.
Man was fucking what? 13 or 16 months old or something like that. Fucking old enough for a nagging.
That man had a nagging or two, I'd say.
I'd say the parents were afraid of the child drinking them under the table, man.
That's definitely what it is.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows children born in Ireland have a high metabolism for drink, and they can drink any parent under the table.
So obviously you're not a child of Ireland then.
Well, no one asked you if you're a parent on this, is it?
Oh, stop. Right. I don't know, there's a picture of the pub there and it wouldn't even get the child a drink, like the chicken. I don't know. Yeah. Well, sure, that's it. And that's all. So, Conor McGregor, UFC news. The Notorious shouts freedom. Enter New York nightclub.
Man, them thought he was a Braveheart or some shit.
So last week he was in the news for being in court, and they gave him anger management. They gave him 3 days anger management. Now this anger management was given to the man who stayed angry, booking the flights to America, sitting on the flight to America, and going the whole way to a bus in fuck knows where, just to fire a dolly at the fucking bus because his teammate was getting bullied by Khabib. Like, it's fucking stupid. How do they think 3 days anger management is going to cure this man? Like, do you know?
This man who's angry for a living, who gets paid to be angry, this marks the fate of some people. They give him anger management.
Absolute disgrace. Like, I don't know what you can do to that man. Like,
but like, give him anger management for this one bit of a fuck up. Like, he gets paid like to be in the cage to break people up.
I mean, clearly it didn't faze him because he's rocking up like fucking, I don't know what you call your man at a Braveheart. William Wallace, that's the guy. Like, rocking up like William Wallace. Honestly, like, this man is hilarious. There's no stopping him, like.
And he literally just does what he wants and gets away with it.
He's
look at him.
Fucking, he's hilarious. I couldn't wait to do this storyline because I think he's deadly, like. And like the judge in that court was just retarded. Like, giving this man
anger management. 3 days anger management.
Fucking joke, like.
And then here's him booking on fights to go and beat people, like. I don't know.
Well, sure. That's it.
That's the whole story, long and short of
it. Farmer's horror as goat gang rapist returns after a fatal attack to brag about having a good time. Now, I've read up other articles about this, and as it goes, the goat got gang raped by 8 men, and it had to be put down because it was pregnant. Like, is that not just an average day in the mart in Ballabay? Like,
it really is.
Like
that man is just horrified because of the fact that they got there before him, and like, obviously he couldn't fulfill the happiness and get the goat pregnant. Like, we're not gonna kink shame him. Like, if he likes riding goats, he can ride goats. But these men just came in and just done the job in and out and come back to brag about it.
I suppose he could have even been married to the goat and just seen it as though his wife was cheating on him, you know? Maybe that's why he got so angry. Like, he came across the 8 men raping his goat, like, how do you even tackle that one, like?
What do you say to them? Like, I mean, your man is, I don't know.
Like, looking at the goat here, you wouldn't really tackle it, would you?
I mean, like, depends. Depends on the night out. Like.
I suppose it'd be kind of up there with the average of the girls that you'd find in the likes of Switch and other nightclubs around here, like, you know.
It would, like, if not, it's better looking.
Or, like, for example, your exes, you know, the goat kind of looks a bit better than some of them, you know. Although the goat did get pregnant, so maybe earlier when you were upset about the condoms ripping, could that have been you, Adam?
Never mind. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who it was with. Doesn't matter where it was. Alright. It wasn't me.
I don't know.
It wasn't me.
Right. Definitely wasn't you. Right, so Zimbabwe electoral body says the vote was fair. First results due at 3 p.m. So the results are in today of the Zimbabwean vote, and from what I've read up about it, the leader that they have at the minute, he's been in with 36 years, and the country's in Zimbabwe, like, you know, the whole system is corrupt, and it's just, there's no money coming in, so they're trying to get a new leader so that they can start bringing money into the country and have it not as corrupt. How do you feel about that?
Like, Zimbabwe, if we're honest, is coped, right?
Yeah, it is in Zimbabwe, like.
Zimbabwe meaning coped. Me on Saturday night in Switch, Zimbabwe
Do be in Zimbabwe, like.
coped.
You know, so you being in Zimbabwe quite a lot, how would you find the atmosphere?
The atmosphere of Zimbabwe is actually pure decent. I love being in Zimbabwe, if I'm honest with you.
Well, if I'm being completely honest, I don't really like you when you're in Zimbabwe, like, you know.
I feel like Zimbabwe isn't as corrupt as this actor's making it to be. Because, like, there's more than just me that's being it. And we spend an awful lot of money in Zimbabwe to get to Zimbabwe, do you get me?
But like, the rich stay rich and the poor just get poorer, like, you know. So,
And the more of Zimbabwe you go, the poorer you get, get me?
I get you. Like, it's desperate.
Like, I've been in peak Zimbabwe, as you recall that time, the time I fell asleep and shit.
Is that the time you got sick in the car?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, that night. Right, I was in proper Zimbabwe that night. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I felt as corrupt as them. So
Yeah.
I did feel as corrupt as them that night.
You looked kind of corrupt.
But then again, sometimes I'm in Zimbabwe and I'm grand.
No,
No.
you're never.
But now there's a new leader coming into Zimbabwe. I feel like it's gonna be better.
Yeah,
I feel it will be.
it's a good move for them.
It is a good move.
Like, the leader that they have at the minute, he's not even on the voting cards.
Well, there you
So
go.
he's not even an option. So
There you go.
regardless of what happens here, it's going to be a different place.
It's going to be completely different.
Like, you're going to be visiting there quite regular still, because
Well, like, Switch is on this Sunday, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna be in Zimbabwe.
man's going to be in Zimbabwe, like.
Yeah,
It's
in
inevitable.
Zimbabwe before you can get the Switch.
Well, I have nothing more to say about the topic.
I have nothing more.
So, over 300 people reported for breaches of water hosepipe ban. I mean, it's only Ireland you'd get it, you know.
This story is actually ridiculous. Like, the ban is ridiculous. Like, we're surrounded by water,
Yeah,
if you think about it.
yeah,
But they can't get water.
yeah.
People go out and spend money on buying hoses, and then you're told, nah, can't use them.
Like, it's a joke. And I mean, they brought in this a few months back where, like, Irish water, you know, it's funded by road tax, and I find it hilarious the fact that they expect people to pay, I don't know what, I think it's like €100 a month or something like
I
that
know,
for water.
ridiculous
Like,
prices.
you see the ads on telly, you can fucking supply a whole village in Africa with water for €2 a month, and they're expecting us to pay €100 or more, I don't know what it is, a month for water. And even still, they're bringing in a ban that you still can't use the water through a hosepipe. Joke.
And like the whole thing there of us paying them Africans €2, like just to give them a bit of water, and yet they're sitting back watching us on their news, but not to use water, and they're sitting back laughing,
Yeah.
saying, we have all your water, you get none of it.
Like, I feel like we're going to have to start doing what the Africans do and start making treks to wells and just fill buckets and throw them on your head. And you know,
I just make a big story about it.
yeah,
And then, like, whenever the camera's off, we just get back in our Jeep and drive home, like. You know, like the rest of them, Africans, like, make a big story out of nothing. Like, do you think they walk miles in water?
They do.
They do, alright. They're hopping back in their Jeeps and away to go.
And the price of water?
Ridiculous.
When we start drinking green diesel, it's cheaper. Taking it over to Tennessee, there's a storyline here. Woman awakened by 3-foot snake slithering on her in her bed. I believe that later, after this newsline, the man was then deported back to Africa. So how do you feel about that one, like?
I feel like it was definitely an African.
Had to be like 3-foot snake. You wouldn't get that.
Not in Ireland, you wouldn't get it.
No.
Not in Ireland. No.
Well, you know, debatable. So I feel there's a lesson here to be learned by everyone. If you're going to take an African man back home, don't get scared when you wake up the next morning. You know.
That's it.
Poor man. You know, he thought he had it all. Next thing you know,
the bitch is deporting him.
So he's been slow.
And he's been steady.
And that's been the weekly news.